I'm Lyndsi. I'm from Arizona. I have twin boys who are 13 and very busy boys. So that's a little bit of my story. And what I want to share is how I've been able to do this around their schedule for nearly 15 years now. So growing a wildly profitable Facebook group community is what we're going to talk about. So a free Facebook group is what I'm referring to. And if you run it effectively, it can be an absolute game changer for social selling, coaches, digital product creators. I've worked with authors. If we build it with strategy and not just posting what you have to sell all the time, you can really generate lots of the right leads, build trust with them, and then turn them into clients, customers, et cetera, et cetera. I'm super curious. Tell me what you guys do in the chat, if you can see the chat below, while I keep going. So you are in the right place today. If you are spinning your wheels to find people who want what it is that you offer, if you feel like you've tried everything to generate leads, if you're newer to social media and you're not exactly clear how to properly generate leads without being icky or feeling like, how do I connect with people out here? And one thing that I'm well known for is helping people generate 100 quality leads into their Facebook community and create consistent sales from that. So I'm excited to be here. We have one goal today, obviously, to help you learn how to grow this community that could become very profitable without having to cold DM people. This is something that you're able to, we'll talk about, building this, and you're able to bring in the right people to sell these products to. Okay, my only ask, I'm gonna shut down the chat over here so I'm not distracted for a little bit. My only ask is that whatever strategy I share today resonates with you, that you go out and start taking action on it right away. This is something that I love to see people just start and take action, because you will start to see results if you do that. All right, here is the reality. No new leads coming in is going to equal no new profit, no new sales, right? So today that changes to building, growing a thriving community. New eyes who are actually interested in what it is that you offer, and also growing your email list, which is something I like to call the back end of the front end. So the front end to me is social media. That is where everybody is at. And the back end of that is definitely going to be bringing them onto your email list and being able to connect with them that way as well. Confidence in your actions and simplicity to scale your business. Okay, so a little bit about me now. I am a twin mom, as I said in the beginning. I have 13-year-old twin boys. Wild and crazy to tell you that. Seriously, crazy to tell you that, because I actually started in business over 15 years ago. So I started in the social selling world. I was selling product and then building out a team. And I had been sent a cold message. I don't know if you guys, let me stop share while I talk to you guys about myself. I don't know if you guys have ever been on social media and all of a sudden you get a message and they're like talking to you about something they're selling, and you've never talked to the person and you have no idea what's going on. That's how my world started of online business. Is out of nowhere, I got this crazy message from somebody that I thought was a robot. That's what I did. I thought a robot had found me or something. And this was years back. And I remember kind of sitting there and thinking, maybe this is a real person. Like, what is happening right now? And I felt like I'd get curious about it. And so I started a little bit of a conversation back, and little did I know, she was a human. And she had just found my account and dropped me a message, something that I knew if I was to get involved in business online, I really felt would not work well. So when you're selling your product, if you're just out there sending messages to people directly saying you should buy this thing, she literally had the links for me. Like, join this, do this, here's the links. It was all in the first message. And it was just like this long, very obnoxious message. But the crazy part about all of that was I had gone to college, gotten my degree. I went and got a 9 to 5 job. My commute was an hour each way. I lived in Chicago at the time. And I remember thinking, like, Chicago is, I think they just had snow last week. Meanwhile, where I'm at right now, we're having a heat wave. Like, it is like summer where I'm at right now. It's literally 100 degrees outside. And so when we would have snowstorms, my commute went from an hour each way to now an hour and a half to 2 hours. I never knew what kind of like personality I was coming into every day in the office. I would have a very toxic environment that I worked for, and I was not making that much money. And I remember thinking to myself, I didn't have the kids yet. This was like right as I was married, engaged. It was kind of in that time frame. And I just remember thinking, like, how do I do this? How do I have this career? I went to college, I did all these things. And how do I, one day have the flexibility and time to do the motherly things I want to do, right? Like today I got to go on a field trip with them. And I didn't have to ask anybody for the time off. I just made the decision to help chaperone, got out, showed up to the school. And when I came back, I worked on things. And so I remember thinking about that, and all of this was happening. My corporate career, they were literally moving the company to Ohio. And it was a bittersweet moment, right? Because I was making money at the time. I was still a little like, what else could I do? Driving into this place, commuting 2 hours every single day is not going to work out very well as I want to. My next dream is to have a family, right? And so this crazy message came through all in this like same time frame on Facebook. Then on Facebook, this message comes through. And I was like thinking she was a robot, but I started to like watch her. I started to look at a little bit of the content she was creating. That's a big deal on social media. And one thing she did, and this is something you can write down and like hold on tight to, is she consistently on repeat would talk about this vision. She would talk about this life she had started to create, and it was exactly what I wanted. She would talk about how at the time she was helping people with health goals. She was working on her own health goals. She was doing this around her kids' schedule. She was getting paid. So, like, every time she would get paid, she would let us know. So, if you were watching her content, you knew she had gotten paid. And I went from this is a robot. This is like, I don't know what this girl's talking about. I don't trust, right? A lot of people have a trust issue with like, is this person going to help me? Is this going to work for me? And she consistently shared this vision, and it built the trust with me. And that's why I want you to like hold tight to this note, because she crafted this post on repeat week after week after week. And it was very similar, getting paid, helping people around the kids' schedule, working on her own goals. She talked about going shopping. It was like music to my ears, right? And so when you think about what you have to sell to your teachers and who you want to support, I want you to think about like, what is it that they need to hear from me that would show them this is going to help you in the classroom? Or, in the case of the client that I worked with who had a store like that, hers was all about helping them with calm, helping them reduce stress. And she had, different things, different tools, coaching and things like that she did for them. And so it'd be like speaking to them specifically that way. And so she did this, and that's what built trust with me. I was like, wow, she's really like doing this thing online, and I can't figure out exactly what she's doing, but she's real. And my trust got built. So I ended up getting involved in the business. And I knew if I were to send messages like she did, I wouldn't go very far, because I was just one person who I was like barely willing to listen to that message, right? And I was like, there's no way people are gonna, like, this isn't going to be able to build something really big. So I set up a Facebook group. And what I did was I bridged a gap to the cold leads. We have to bring in cold traffic, right? And I was able to attract in the right leads through attracting them into a specific community, talking about what it is that I had. If that makes any sense. So in the world of health, I was talking about, this is a space where we're going to share recipes, things like that. Like, I was very clear. So if that was something these people were interested in, they were like, yep, I want to be in there. So already they were going from cold to warm. And now it was a matter of them getting to know me and trusting me, and then moving forward into buying the product, right? So that's what I did. I set up a Facebook group. And then from there, I was able to teach other people how to do the same thing. I went on to sell thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in products. I took this framework that I created with the Facebook group, and I turned it into a coaching business. I've created digital products, and I've been able to serve hundreds of people at this point on different businesses, and show them like how you can make this a community and not, just a sales post place. Because if you guys are on Facebook, which you probably are, you probably know what that's like. You've been in some of these groups and you're like, okay, all these people do is sell. I don't even know who these people are. I don't even know what they're about. So I really break down how to do this differently. So that's a little bit about me. That's where we're at today. It's been really cool. Let's keep going. I'll tell you a little bit more. We'll get into more of the tips now. Okay. One thing I want to share though is I did build to 550 members, and that turned into a 6+ figure business for over a decade. So when we talk about growth, I am a big fan of helping you get 100 leads in the first 30 days. So we get things moving, we get momentum growing, but it doesn't have to be this huge, huge number. It can be, it's totally up to you. I was able to do it with 550, simplifying my life, streamlining my work, and giving back more time for the family. Because the twins came along like two years into, maybe 1.5, 2 years into all of this. And it was such a great space for me to be able to handle twin babies and, be present for them, and also still really build a thriving business. Okay, so building a thriving community is by far going to help you to consistently generate leads week after week, month after month, people who are actually interested in what you offer and want to learn more from you. They are going to be able to consistently come into the space that you have created for them. They're going to hear from you often, and they're going to be able to start to trust you. And when they're ready, they'll buy. Okay, so big mistakes I see being made online, first and foremost, of course, is the cold message. This is always an interesting one because a cold message can work. It totally can work. Obviously, it worked with me, but it's a hit or miss because it depends on the person on the other end. The thing I don't like about the cold message, and where I find it to be a mistake, is how do we know that person's even interested in what it is that we're selling, what we're offering? I will get messages. I just got one today. I don't know what she's offering. I have no idea. And she just blasted my inbox with this whole message. And in my head, I'm like, do you even know if I'm interested in what it is that you're off? I don't even know. She didn't explain the product. She didn't explain if it's a certain, didn't explain anything to me. So I just feel cold DMs, while maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in 100 cent could potentially get you a sale. I don't see that being very sustainable. It can burn you out. And so that's a big mistake that I see. I also, though, feel if you aren't reaching out, it is a big mistake. And so that's what I love about the community is you're able to take those cold leads and you're able to bring them into your world and into your community, and it turns them warm. It bridges that gap. So then now you can welcome them. You can start that conversation with them, and you can move pretty quickly doing that. Number 3 is posting and ghosting. You're posting on social media. Everybody's always like, post content, create content, call people in, call them to action, call them to send you a message, right? A lot of people will just post and they'll leave. They'll not have conversations. They'll just do that. And walk off, go do other things, and that goes nowhere. That goes nowhere in your business. The fourth mistake is when you're only in your stories. If you utilize stories, which comes from Instagram and Facebook, the problem with that is, and it's good to be in them, but we cannot get leads because leads need to come find us, and or we need to go out and connect with them. And then they start watching those stories. Okay. And then finally, the one that a lot of coaches and social media gurus out there will try to focus on is this viral thing. Let's make a post go viral so all these millions of people see us. And I'm going to tell you, don't focus on that, because I've done it. I've gone viral many a times and it's literally not made a sale. So it's a waste to even focus on. I feel like it's a lottery ticket, no matter what. I've had some incredible people teach me, and it's just never been a thing. So these are the mistakes that I want you to avoid as you move into social media. Okay. All right. So dream with me for a minute. I want you to think about what could happen if you first built a community that attracted in your dream client, and if you had a solid way to connect with them, build trust quickly, and start that conversation about working together. How much smoother does that feel to you? I know for me, in all of these years with 3 different businesses that I've been able to follow this framework, it has felt very good. It hasn't felt salesy and gross and anything you might feel when it comes to communicating with these leads to bring into your world. So just sit with that and think about how nice that could be to have this set up for you and to be able to have these conversations and build trust with these guys. And then I want you to think about what would it look like if you had a simple process to reach out and connect with the dream client that was not icky. I got ahead of myself and actually had them talking and sharing back with you. They're actually talking back to you, unlike what I'm doing today with the ones who've been messaging me, right? Okay. Okay, I've got a little result here. I was able to help Morgan build her community up to 700, and so she's actually over 2,000 today. But just so you can see, we can grow it really large. Okay, let's skip on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you guys believe in your offer and what it can do for your client? Tell me in the chat where's your belief at in your offer? Are we on a 10? We're at a 10. Okay. I love it. 9, 10, 9, 10. Okay. Love it. All right. So that's the first thing, right? So the first thing is we got to believe in our offer. We've got to believe mainly on a scale. We got to be up there in that 10 on 10. Like, I know this can help you. I know this can serve you. We got to be there first and foremost with these people, because we're bringing in, like, I'm standing here in front of you guys. I've never connected with you before. We've never talked. And if I'm like, maybe a 5 out of a 10, it kind of works, right? Like, you guys are like, okay, why am I listening to you? Why am I listening to you? But if I'm on a scale of 10 out of 10, like, I know that if you take the steps I'm going to give you and you implement, you're going to see the leads come in. You're going to start these conversations. It's going to feel very good. It's going to feel better. You're going to see, you'll start to see beyond 100. Like, we gotta have this ready to go, excited about what it is that we're sharing. So it does convert. It does convert. Okay. So let me give you some stats. Why are we talking about Facebook today? Why? Okay. So 1.8 billion people are using Facebook groups every single day. Every single day. The statistic is 1.8. That's the size of a country. Okay. Out of the 1.8, 1.2 billion have made a purchase on Facebook. And from there, 66% made their most recent purchase on Facebook. So I'm here to tell you it is not dead. It still remains the top social media platform to use. And Mark Zuckerberg has put a big focus on the groups and added community in the mission statement. Because the biggest thing, the difference with Facebook groups that you guys might be a part of or maybe have created and have maybe tried to navigate how to run it is community. right? So these groups where it's like promote your offer and do this and do that, that can be helpful to an extent, but it's so burnt out, if you will. It's been overused that you might have tried that and it's like, this is going nowhere. So we have to do it differently by building our communities and treating them like communities. Okay. All right. So what can the Facebook group do for you and your business? Obviously, we've been sharing. We're gonna get into the details of this, attracting in a dream client on autopilot. Okay. So one thing about a Facebook group is it's SEO searchable. It's searchable. If you have the right name, people are going to find you. They're searching every day on Facebook. They're going into groups. They're looking specifically for things, and you have a solution for them. Okay. So I wake up, or I'll be out and about, field trip, right? And I'm seeing requests coming in. And the number doesn't matter. It can be 20, it can be 2, it can be 100, whatever feels good for you is where I like to leave that, because everybody's different. Some people want big numbers. Some are okay with 2 to 5. I was good with 2 to 5 in the beginning, coming in every week, because I knew that could add up to clients by the end of the month. Okay. So it's like a magnet. It's like a magnet for your dream clients. It creates community. It's not just a sales group. You can get your message across to everyone. They can actually see what you're saying. They can hear you. They will see that. The stats, I don't know if I put here they are right here. Your posts are seen in your group from 20 to 60% versus Instagram, which I learned is 3%. So if you're posting on Instagram, only 3% see your posts. Okay. In email, it's about 25% that open them up. And then in your Facebook group, I researched this and found it to be 20 to 60%. So these leads are starting to see your messaging, your whatever it is that you want to share with them to build that trust. Okay. Engaging and building trust through your content with these potential clients. This is also a really great way to create a customer experience. So if people have already purchased something and you decide to build a community around that, like I joined like a networking type of thing, and she's setting up a group to put everybody in there where we can connect with each other. But that is a purchased community. So it's a thing too, where if you're like, I want a membership, I want to create a community for people. And I know like Circle is a thing and School is a thing. And what I'll tell you about that is that's great and it's totally fine. But it does take some effort to get people to come open their apps and get in there. When they right out the gate, they'll wake up in the morning and open up their Facebook. So they're already here. There's 1.8 billion in these groups, right? It's just a matter of putting it all together. So they are looking at what you have to say, and you're able to have conversations, changing up that cold DM strategy so they respond to you. Okay. All right. Big misconception. This is probably one that might have you feeling like my group's dead, and that's engagement, right? Like everybody wants responses, they want engagement. And if they're not getting it, people aren't responding. They are thinking the group is dead. They're letting it die out. And I'm here to break that for you today and tell you that I have moderated quite a few groups, and a lot of them with high engagement focus don't necessarily turn to profit. And it's been fascinating for me to kind of learn that as I've been on this journey. So the way I look at that is, did they attract in the right people? Did they have the right people coming in? Because that's the first thing. We need to have the right people coming in so we can have those conversations that will lead to conversion. Because we all know at the end of the day, a lot of conversation is where you're going to see your sales, right? Engagement's changed in groups because it's 2026 and a lot of people are busy. I mean, I think we've always been busy, but there's definitely been times where we have had less on our plates, where we've scrolled and we've been commenting and interacting and engaging. And while that can still be a thing, what I've found is the ones, who really do want to work with you are typically lurking. They're not even commenting. And I am one of those. I watched her. That's like years old. And I'm still that way where I don't like, I don't always comment. I've learned now, like maybe you should actually go out and do that a little bit, Lyndsi. But I don't let that stop me. I'm still generating sales. I don't stress about what the algorithm's doing, virality, any of this stuff, right? I really just concentrate on attracting the right people into the community, going out and doing the right things to do that, and building that trust with them through conversations, through content, and not worrying if they comment. They're just busy, especially teachers, right? They're in the classroom majority of the day, and then they're probably coming home getting, they may have lesson plans, homework stuff they've got to do, dinner, they may have families. And so having the time to comment, they probably are reading, right? They're reading your content, but they may not be commenting. They might, but I just want you guys to understand the lurkers are real. They're the ones who typically will pop up out of nowhere and be like, okay, I've been reading what you're saying. I really think I need this, or you're going to end up in a conversation with them. So I want to just make sure I share that with you, because I know that can be a really frustrating thing, that has you like you allow the group to die out, and we don't want to do that. There's so many people in there that came in there for you. All right, you guys started telling me this. Do you have, where's my chat here? Do you all have a Facebook group community at this point? Your Facebook group community is a missing link that's going to speed up the trust through the content you post and the conversations you start, right? Those of you who do have a group, have you created a content plan for your Facebook group? Have you ever thought about doing something like that? I want to share some tips with you on that. I have two, one for math teachers, one for TPT sellers. Not yet. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, cool. I like it. I like it. I like it. I don't have a content plan. Okay, cool. Let's talk about content for a moment. All right. Here are 6 ideas to help you create connection, build relationships, and show up as an authority in your community. Okay. So we're talking about community, and we're shifting this a little bit from some of these posts that you may have tried that haven't fully worked for you. Okay. So one thing I want you to do and really commit to, if you are going to commit to building a community, is to go live once a week. Okay. I cannot tell you how much trust you will build if you schedule a live every single week and you have new people coming in every single week. You can see how that can become a machine. It can become a lead machine, a machine where new people are coming in every week. We're going live. We're able to introduce ourselves, have conversation with them, and move them into that next direction, right? So I want you to really challenge yourself to go live. I don't know if you've done it before, if you're nervous about going live. It's like me being right here with you, and you're like, able to hear me, hear my energy. You're able to really listen. I would tell you, you don't need to do 30 minutes, right? You can do anywhere from 5 to 10 to 15. These people are busy. They only have so much time to listen. I love to talk about doing a pop-up live or a professionally planned live. Okay. So what I'm doing here today is very professionally planned. We've got a lot of content that I'm sharing with you guys. A pop-up is going to be more like today I shared a story on social media, and it was a little bit about, how I went to college and how it didn't work out nothing worked out how I thought it would work out at all, but it worked out in such a better way. Right. And so I then was like, you need to go live. You need to pop up, go live and talk about this. And so it wasn't planned. It's not scheduled. It's not really professionally thought out. It's just, I want to talk about sharing your story because your story is so important for people to connect with you. So that would be like a pop up. It may be a 10-minute thing I'll do, right? And I will have a little bit about me. I'll share some content about why they should share their story. And then I'm going to call them to action, right? Whether that's a conversation or whether that's me saying, hey, I've got one-on-one coaching available, or I have this new program coming out that I want you to invest in if you're interested, right? So that's number one. Number two is to create niche and non-niche. We call it the bestie side related conversational posts. So what I mean by that is non-niche, we're going to be talking, if you're a mom, I am a twin mom. Right now I'm in the thick of sports, the thick of it. I do a lot of team mom work in the sports space. I'm very connected with the high school coaching right now because I have football. I have a football kid. I have a hockey kid. This is like where the bestie side comes in because I have other moms who are business owners who connect to me right now on that. When the twins were younger, I was talking about twin motherhood, like that. This has been a big part of my brand, if you will. And it's attracted a lot of twin moms into my world who I've been able to help teach how to do it. Like, how are you doing this with these two kids, same age that you're raising, right? So that's like being able to, we call it the bestie side. And I bring that, but then I also bring the authority, the niche side, where I'm able to, where I'm able to share tips. I'm able to create, like what I'm doing here right now with you, I can take to the community. I can bring up the storytelling aspect. I can share how critical it is on social media to be sharing your story, right? Okay, so moving along, I want you to consider all of the features you get with a Facebook group. A Facebook group is a free platform for you. It is set up so well. You have albums that you can create. Let's say you've got testimonials, right? People have been writing in testimonials. You can screenshot those, create an album inside of your community where they are able to see like who you've worked with, how you've helped them. That's a social proof. It's like reading reviews on Amazon and being like, okay, this is what I want. Like I'm reading this stuff here. This is what I want. We've got files where you're able to upload any sort of file. You've got guides where you can organize everything in your community, and then featured posts. So if you do a great live video and you're like, I'm going to feature this, I'm going to pin it to the top of the page. It can be very well organized. And it's, your people are able to go back to posts you put out before. With lives, I will tell you, Facebook now takes them down after 30 days. So what I do with that is I'll download, and currently I'm moving them to a podcast. So I have a podcast called Redefine Hustle. If you want to go listen to it, I will take whatever I'm doing live, if it's the planned out live. So I've been doing this sales sprint for spring season and giving them tips on like how to have the conversation in the DM, how to generate the leads, why we want to be clear on, what it is we're selling, all of those things. And I move that to the podcast because the lives do go away in 30 days. So just an FYI, if it's a live that you're like, wow, that was really good, download it, save it to your computer. You can re-upload it and like put it on YouTube. You can, repurpose it. Okay. Share your personal story for whatever it is, your business, your product, et cetera, et cetera. The story is so key. I did this today. I was telling you guys, I want to talk about this on a Facebook Live tomorrow. And I did this and it was like working so well. There's something to be said about your story. It's what she did. Her name was Lyndsi as well, that brought me into the online business space. It was her story. It was that vision that she kept sharing that I was like bought in. And I was like, I don't know exactly what she's doing here, but I'm on board. I'm on board. Sign me up, whatever it is. Right. Another thing you can do is create an event or a challenge inside of your community. So right now, one of my clients, She teaches gluten-free, how to go gluten-free, with I think the way she teaches it is an easing into it, because it can be very overwhelming. So she just started her challenge today. Challenges are like 3 to 5 days, right? So we're going to be teaching them some things in there, and we're going to be moving them into an offer on the back end. An event is going to be more like a 1 day, like what we're doing here right now. This is an event. We're having a call. We're sharing, some good content for you guys to take and implement. And that's something you can also do within your community. And the best part is that can attract leads as well, right? We can promote it, talk about it. We can bring people in, and it's the right people because they're already interested in what it is that you're going to talk about. And then finally, weaving in your offers, right? So we still want to sell. I don't want to say don't go selling in your group, but I just want you to create it in a community aspect, like being able to talk a little bit outside of just the business part of it, whether it's the motherhood or the teacher life, right? Like how many teachers need to feel heard, need to feel seen, they're struggling, whatever it is your product supports them with. I'm sure you guys all have different topics that you help teachers with, right? And so it's weaving that in, whatever it is, with the link so they want to order, they want to buy from you. Okay. Whew. I want you to think about your Facebook group as a free guide, right? So we all have these freebies. People will be like, drop your email for this freebie. I want you to think about your Facebook group as your freebie. This can be a freebie. This is your free guide. We're bringing people in and we are giving them some value. We're building that trust. We're sharing our story and we're selling in there. Okay. Just a little bonus tip for you there. All right. So let's talk about growth, organic growth, simple setup for organic growth. Okay. So number one, and you guys can screenshot this or write it down, whatever fits, whatever helps you the best. So we want a name that's searchable, okay, that calls the target client in. That's first and foremost. So I meet with a lot of people and, they have a group and it's like, dream with Lyndsi. And I'm like, okay, but what does that mean? Like, what does that mean? How does somebody know what's going to happen in that group, right? So instead of like that, or in the case of my example here, wellness with Sarah, what is that? What is wellness with Sarah? What kind of wellness, right? Are we talking about hormone health? Are we talking about keto? Are we talking about, gut health? Like, what are we talking about? Wellness could be so many things. It's just so broad. All right. So instead, I say, what if you wrote lose weight naturally for moms over 40? Suddenly, we're now attracting the right person in. We're getting a little bit more specific. They want to do it naturally. They're over 40. They're a mom. Very specific. Okay. And that becomes searchable because when they go in and they're like, weight loss for women over 40 or weight loss over 40, right? Now your group can pop up and they're like, ooh, who's this? What is this? Right? And they ask to join. Okay. Number two is to get clear questions to answer when they join your group. So you get 3 questions to create for people who ask to join your community. One of the most important ones, this is where we grow our email list, is to ask them for their email in exchange for a newsletter, a freebie you might have already created, in exchange for sending tips, whatever you want to give them. Okay. And then you can ask other questions too that can help you qualify them. Right. So, like, okay, you're the right fit for this group. This saves you a lot of time. Right. Okay. Number 3, I want you to tell everyone about your community twice a week. One of the easiest growth things I ever did and still do is talk about my community. I literally will talk about the community, share about like, hey, join the community. Like I can do that today, right? I can say, here's the Facebook group, come on in, right? And it automatically shows or attracts people in. And if we're doing that 2 times a week, hey, I'm going live in my community this week. Make sure you're in there, right? You have 5 new people are like, oh, I want to hear what she's talking about, right? Lead generation, organic, super simple. Okay. You can leverage your challenges. I talked about this when I was talking about challenges in the last few slides, where you can tell them, I'm going to be running a challenge inside of this community. I do everything in one space because it simplifies versus like all these different groups. I like to keep it all in one space. So I'll run the challenge inside of that space because they're already there. The people are already there. I'm just going to keep growing it, right? Or I just shared a recipe. You guys are not sharing recipes, but let's just say, you have a simple tutorial or something that you're sharing with your teachers, right? And it's like, hey, I just dropped this in the group today. Make sure that you're in there. Or when you're in conversation with people in the local area, you can say, I have a community, you should join it, right? Okay. Number 4 is to optimize your cover photo in your profile and set yourself up as a digital creator on Facebook. Okay. So your cover photo is prime real estate. If you go to your profile on Facebook, this is the public profile. You have a cover photo. You also get a cover photo for your Facebook group. Each one gets cover photo. I would make them very different because we've got a searchable name, right? And that when they search, they'll see that cover photo, right? But if you are connecting outside of that, I want to make sure your cover photo on your main page is optimized as well. Okay. And then you set yourself up as a digital creator and make sure you have a clean, nice profile photo, not the dog, not the kids, you in the photo. Okay. And then I want you to be patient, give yourself time as you grow this. This takes time. This does not happen overnight. You can generate leads every single day, every single week. 2 to 3 leads a week can add up. I always promise 130 days when you work with me because I will customize, I will search, I will help you, I will do the research, help you get things set up, help you, I'll look at what you're doing already, help you get things tweaked, right? And so we can move faster when we work together. But when I was first doing this, it was 2, 3, 4, 5 leads a week, right? And don't discount that. Don't discount that. That adds up. That adds up. It added up to that 550 number. And before I knew it, I was teaching other people how to do the same thing. And it was really starting to add up for me. So that is a lot of info. How are we doing? How's everybody doing? Hope you guys are doing well. Okay. I see questions coming in. Let me finish this last slide. I think this is one of my last, and then I will hit up these questions. All right. So my bonus tip is just build your community, create the content, start those conversations with them, and implement this and consistently do it. Okay. Don't do it for 30 days, get this whole thing set up, and then be like, and stop. It's the implementation, the consistency. I call it my C's. We have to build the community, create the content, start the conversations, be consistent with it. You want it to work, and it will. The majority of people are already here. They're already on Facebook, right? They're already here for you. Okay. Okay. Action steps. I'm an action girl. I don't like fluff. I got to give you some action steps. I want you to go take action and get things moving, right? So number 1, I want you to get clear on who your community is for. Who are we going to bring into this world, this community? And what's going to go on inside of it? Okay. What are you thinking after all this time together today? What do you want to share? Are you excited about sharing in a community? Are you feeling better about Facebook now that I've shared this with you? Get clear on who you want in there. I know most of you are serving teachers, right? I want you to start to create a content plan as you get clear. Okay. You can match it to other social media content if you want. Totally fine to repurpose. Like I said, I take those live videos, I download them, they go to the podcast. I can put them on YouTube. I can repurpose to Instagram if I really wanted to. I don't do a whole lot over there. I do a little bit. Okay. I want you to create your 3 questions for people to answer before they join your group. And I want you to make sure it's optimized and searchable. Okay. Lots of good stuff. You can take a screenshot of that. So you got some homework for tonight. Okay. I think I have a story to share. Yes. So my girl, Sarah, I helped her to launch her group. She is a wellness coach, and we were able to double her email list. And she did this in a week, which was wild and crazy. Like sometimes it goes just so fast, you know? And that was really cool that she was able to do that and support her community. I wanted to just share that with you to get you guys excited about how your community can grow, how the people can come into your world, and be able to serve them. Okay. And April's a business coach and consultant to 6 and 7 figure earners. She joined a program with me, worked with me one-on-one, and in 3 weeks, this blew me away. We grew the group over 200 people. She ran a challenge. She had already, now for what it's worth, she's already a coach and she's a consultant at this point. She just didn't understand how to implement it into Facebook. She didn't understand how to, generate the leads. Like that's what she was looking to figure out. But she had a challenge that she had already started to put together. And so we put it all together. We got the group launched. We made sure it was searchable. We made sure she had people coming in. She got over 200 members. She launched this challenge that I think she charged $47. And then that resulted in 7 clients joining her $4,000 program. So it was huge for her to be able to do this. So so much opportunity for you guys inside of your Facebook group. Put together this is called Community to Cash. This is really helping you get the group optimized, get it up and running, helping you generate the leads inside of the community. My goal is to help you get 50 to 100 in the next 30 days with the strategies I put inside this program, optimizing your social media and converting them to clients. Okay. So that is 147. And then I have bonuses. You'll get a custom guide. You'll get the custom templates. So the cover photos I was talking about, I put all of that in there and you can just plug and play. You can take the template and adjust it to what your community is going to be called. You can see exactly how I search for like making sure your group is searchable. Okay. You get lifetime access. And then I always offer 1 day of Voxer support. If you want to purchase that, I can drop my link. This is very focused on the lead generation and the growth of your group. So yeah, that is my offer for you guys if you're interested. Let me stop the share here. And then of course I have one-on-one we do either 90 days together and then we'll do 60 days as a bonus gift if you lock in for 90. And then I do have a 30-day where it's like that Community Cash, except it's you and me together. So those are just some things if you're interested in, you guys can just connect with me and we can see if it's the right fit for you.